This episode is brought to you by TaxAct. Don't do your taxes alone. Join TaxAct's National Admin Night. Admin nights are social gatherings for getting through your to-do list. So get ready for a night of fun, finding deductions, and filing taxes with TaxAct, where you can file your federal and state return for just $49 through April 8. Let's get together and get them over with. Visit taxact.com/admin-night for details.
This episode is brought to you by MGM Plus. From and its Horrors returns for season 4, centered around a town that traps all those who enter. Terrifying creatures that come out at night. Horrors some wished had stayed buried. Where desperate hope leads to darker truths. Dangerous new arrivals, a sinister figure, a shocking revelation. From season 4 premieres April 19th on MGM Plus. Some doors should remain closed.
When I talked to her, she was kind of hostile.
Okay.
And I'm like, how
was she hostile?
She was like kind of nasty, like, well, why you calling me? I'm like, excuse me?
This is the plaintiff, Dottie Veal. She says the defendant stole valuable belongings from her aunt's apartment as she was dying in the hospital. When she confronted the woman, she denied it. She doesn't know what kind of crazy stunt the defendant's trying to pull during this difficult time in her family, but she isn't about to let her get away with it and is suing the thief for $5,000, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Patricia Ward. She says the plaintiff's aunt lived in her 4-unit apartment building for 14 years, and they were close friends. When the woman passed suddenly, the plaintiff called and demanded the keys to her apartment. She wasn't her tenant, and she had no obligation to turn the keys over to her, so she didn't. She has no idea why this woman's making these false claims against her. Certainly did nothing wrong and owes her zilch. She's accused of being cruel-hearted. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,000 for pain and suffering.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Please seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Dottie Veal and Clara Veal. That's your deceased aunt?
Yes.
Okay. You're suing Patricia Ward and Robert Ward. Who is Robert Ward to you?
Robert Ward is my son.
Your son, okay.
Yes.
And I guess you're both the owners of the apartment?
Yes.
Okay. And you'll be representing both of you?
Yes.
For $5,000, $4,000 and some change in lost property and the rest of it in pain and suffering. You have a counterclaim against her for $1,000 for pain and suffering. Let's hear from you first. What's going on?
How you doing, Your Honor? Okay, my aunt came to stay with me in August, approximately the end of the year. The family knew she had pancreatic cancer.
I'm so sorry.
And she wanted to, thank you, she wanted to take care of herself as long as she could. So it was already arranged that when she got sick, she would come and I would be her hospice and take care of her.
In August?
In August.
Okay.
But she lived, they said she had 6 months, but she lived a year and maybe a few months over. So she had plenty of time, and she just wanted to be in her house for as long as she could. Okay, when she called me and she said she could no longer take care of herself, I knew what that meant. So I went and picked her up, and she had informed me then that her son had came out to stay with her, and he was there with her, but...
Except for that, she was on Section 8, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he was the one who was in the apartment then?
Well, she was there, but he had came to take care of her with the... Miss Pat had said it was okay.
Okay, but are we talking about once she moved in with you or before
no,
she moved?
She put him out before she moved out. And that's
who out?
My aunt put her son out.
Okay, all right.
That's when she asked Miss Pat to change the lock just in case he had keys.
Okay, all that's while she's still living in the apartment?
No, with me.
Oh, she's living with you?
Right.
Okay, so she's living with you from August until the date of her death.
Right.
But she still has the apartment that Section 8 is paying for.
And was paying for.
All right.
While she was at my house, like the first week or so, she had a minor heart attack. And then she said, well, I don't think I'll be able to go back to my apartment. So when she had the heart attack, I called Miss Pat and said she's in a hospital. For some reason, Miss Pat goes up to the hospital.
Had you ever talked to Miss Pat before?
No.
Oh, so she didn't know you from a hole in the wall?
No.
What did you say to her on the phone?
I said my aunt won't be able to live in the house. She knew my aunt had pancreatic cancer too. So she knew of me, like I knew of her, but we never.
How did she know of you?
I think my aunt, you know.
But you don't
told
know?
me. No, I'm not sure. But she, when I talked to her, she was kind of hostile. Okay. And I'm like, I don't even know you.
How was she hostile?
She was like kind of nasty, like, well, why you calling me? I'm like, excuse me.
Okay, and she wanted to speak to your aunt directly?
And she went to the hospital and did it.
To do so, okay.
Yes. So when I went down there.
When you went to the hospital, what did you go there for? To find out if she was coming back?
No, I went to the hospital to visit her.
Okay. How long did she live there?
14 years.
Okay.
I'm
sorry, wait a second.
Sorry.
Did you live there as well in the same building?
No.
Okay. And were you kind of close to her?
Very close.
How come?
Because she had been in my building 14 years, she was like a mother to me. I would take her to the doctor, I would take her to her chemo, I would take her, to the store if she needed money, I would give it to her. Because she really didn't have anything. She didn't have a couch to sit on. I bought a couch and had it delivered to her place. When I bought me a bedroom set, I gave it to her. She had nothing, and she was saying that her people wouldn't do anything for her. So it was like, my mother was deceased, and she took me as a daughter, and I just took to her. I loved her.
So now you get a call from her saying that, she's in the hospital, she's not going back. You go to visit Clara.
I got a call from Clara saying that she was in the hospital.
Oh.
And I went and visited Clara.
And what happened?
Clara told me that she was going to come back. She said she didn't want to stay with Dottie. She said the last time that she stayed with Dottie, she said Dottie had her living in a basement with no bathroom. She said she had to urinate in a jar. And she said, these are things that happen. And she said, I don't want to stay there. This is what she told me. And so she told me to change the locks. She said, I will be back when I get better. And I was taking her to chemo. I was taking her to all her blood work. I was taking her to radiation. Everything. And she spoke to a detective, Ostrowski.
Did she ever come back, by the way?
No, she didn't. This was in September. She died in October.
Okay, what day did she die?
She died October 27th.
In the hospital?
Yes.
And she left in September. I have proof right here, a police report.
She left the end of August.
That he spoke to her on the phone, September the 16th, and she said that she wanted her locks changed and she did not want anyone to have the key and that she would be returning back to her apartment once she got well.
Plaintiff says the defendant is amazingly cruel, stealing stuff from her aunt's apartment as she lay dying. The defendant says quite the opposite. She was the woman's lifeline. Let's listen. Okay,
let me ask you a question. You're here because, according to you, after your aunt passes away, actually, while your aunt was in the hospital, you tried to gain access to the apartment.
Several times. See, that's untrue. I don't know what she's talking about. I went to church with my aunt every Sunday. My father is the minister.
Can I just ask you, what happens? She's in the hospital and you try to gain access to the apartment because you want to do what?
She had medicines and little jars and stuff because she was a diabetic too. So everything was to be transferred over to my house. She had a portable.
How do you do any housework with those nails? How do you write with those nails? How do you do anything with those nails?
Very
How can you
slowly.
Function? Oh my gosh.
I would pick her off of the couch or her bed and take her to the toilet. So doing things because I.
So when you're trying to gain access into the apartment, what happened?
I called her up. She gives the key to the lady next door, Miss Briggs. She had the neighbor open the door. So I went in and I got her boxes, her medicine, her walker, her cane, all sorts of stuff. And while I was in there, I'm like, okay, if I had been thinking then, I would just got a truck and moved stuff out. But we try to do things the right way.
Okay, so what did you do?
We just got her medicine and stuff and left because she was coming home from the hospital.
Okay, and then at another time, you go back there.
I go back. This time I take my sister Vanessa, who wrote a statement. This is after she passed, because all the time I'm telling her, on the day that my aunt died, because I went and got the power of attorney, because that's what they told me it would take for me. See, she was going through Section 8. Section 8 was telling me, okay, get a power of attorney so you can take care of her. Not only
That's
her.
not how it works, though. Once your aunt is deceased, you need to be the executor of her estate. Did you go to court and get an order naming you? You're here to sue because what are you saying? You're saying stuff is missing.
A lot of
You
stuff.
went back a few times before she passed and after she passed and got stuff, but you didn't get everything.
No.
According to you, there was still stuff there, such as what?
Oh, it was a bed mattress, a stove, tables. It's quite a bit of stuff because we only moved the refrigerator, a bed frame, a dresser.
Okay, now why are you letting them take stuff? I mean, people just descend and start taking stuff. Like, it can't work that way. They need, whoever comes to get her stuff has to have not a power of attorney, but it has to be named the executor of her estate. I mean, such as the estate is.
I know, Your Honor. She had 2 sons, but her sons were like on drugs. And I spoke to one of them, and he said all he wanted was the televisions, and he said let her do it. So, and I also have pictures of how they left the apartment.
Let
after
me
they
see the
couldn't get
pictures. Now, this is after they've been there how many times?
About 5, 6, 7 times.
That's true.
And this is how they left the apartment.
Who's they, by the way? Who had been there 5, 6, 7 times?
Dottie, her husband, her daughters, her sister, her son. They were just coming in and out, in and out, in and out.
That's
and
not
then
true.
after so long, I just said, forget it. I never did hear from anyone. A niece by the name of Dosha came, and that's what they left in there. And after a while, I had to call Waste Management because I had to clean the apartment out because it was like November the 19th, and this stuff is still in my apartment, and I need to rent my apartment out. So I have a letter from them stating that I had called them because a tenant was moving out, and they never came to get the stuff back.
You say that again.
From Waste Management, the garbage disposal people, and they came and picked up everything, and I had to pay extra for them to remove this trash.
Well, what are you saying, that somebody called them to come and pick up?
No, I called them to come and pick it up because they never did come back. That is what they left.
When did you show me when you finally called Waste Management to come pick up stuff?
Your Honor.
And then you had to pay extra to get rid of the stuff?
Yes, I had to pay extra.
And you're suing because according to you, there was valuable things in what she threw out?
You see what's left in there, don't
I do see what's left in there.
Garbage.
Yes,
Okay, so what valuable, how are you going to prove that there was something valuable? She has pictures of nothing valuable. It's just kind of
She had
stuff.
a china cabinet that she had in the family for almost 30 years.
Well, with all the visits to that place, that was, if that china cabinet was so valuable, are you? Is this it? Is that the china cabinet?
I can't
Hold on,
say.
I'll send that over there. What did you do with the china cabinet?
Dosha, her niece, had said she was coming to get it. She never came to get it. The china cabinet had a broken glass in it.
No, it didn't.
She said she didn't want it. I threw it out. Then she's running around telling everybody in the neighborhood that I did not give her anything. I didn't have anything.
I don't know
Everything she
anybody
had,
in the neighborhood.
I gave it to her.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. You know, this happens a lot. Does money make people bad?
Absolutely. I think money and material things really revolve around everybody's lives. And as a survival skill, I think that they feel the more money, the more power.
But I guess that's the question. Does it make them unethical?
Not necessarily. I think everyone's human, but sometimes it lets it get to their head a little bit.
Does money make people do bad things?
Yeah, I think just because they've never had that much money before, that they kind of get...
Especially when they inherit it.
Yeah, you get greedy in a sense where you just want the money all to yourself.
Got your point. Going inside the courtroom.
You're suing for pain and suffering. Have you described your pain and suffering? Is that what you're talking about? Because these aren't real pain and suffering claims.
Well,
they're like how the other person annoyed you. Okay, but I want to ask you something.
Yes, ma'am.
You've already answered the question I asked you, which is, now that your aunt is deceased, did you ever go to a court of law to get... And the answer is no.
No.
Okay.
Let me tell you why.
And I don't know that you would over the kinds of things I'm seeing in the picture. It's not a lot.
Because that's not everything.
Okay, and that's fine. You can come back when you have the authority to sue for this stuff. This isn't your stuff. This is your aunt's stuff, okay? And until you're an executor of her estate, you don't have a right to tell somebody, pay me $5,000 for things that were in there. You don't have receipts for the stuff that was there. You don't have proof the stuff was in there. But more importantly, you don't have standing under the eyes of the law. Standing is what gives you the right to come to court to say, hey, that's mine. Or I'm in charge of this stuff, so I get to sue. If you're not the executor, you can't sue on behalf of Clara. If you wish to pursue this, what you must do is go to probate court, explain that you're the next of kin and that you were the closest, and then they'll probably make you get the signatures of her sons and whatever else, and then you'll have an order making you the executor. And when you do that, then make sure that you come to court with the proof that there were items in there and the value of those items before you claim someone has to pay you $5,000, okay? That's my judgment, so I'm dismissing this without prejudice to you to bring it up again if and when you ever become the executor. As far as your $910 claim for pain and suffering, no. And as far as your counterclaim against her for pain and suffering, no. Those do not pain and suffering cases make. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Well, come on out here, and this. How tough is this case to? Well, you're smiling at least. So.
Well, I'm kind of upset because she lied through her teeth. My aunt didn't trust her as far as she can throw her. She said she was a thief. She always told me she was going to take her stuff, and that's all we talked about. But you know what? She's in a better place.
Well, didn't she take care of your aunt and look after her?
No, she
and
was
do
getting
things
paid for her.
Are you going to probate court to try to become the executive?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, then you can get something done if you do that. Okay,
Thank
head right
you.
down this way. All right, so come on in here. Why don't they appreciate the things that you say you did for her aunt?
I don't know. I don't understand. They never did anything for their aunt. Their aunt was left there by herself. I cooked for her. I took her to the doctor.
You.
I did everything.
Why don't they appreciate it?
They're just some ungrateful people, like her aunt said. Her aunt told me don't trust them. She told me don't trust them. She had her aunt living there in the basement, urinating in a jar.
Let's go to Harvey.
Okay, when somebody dies and there's an estate hearing, and when you have an estate and you're trying to probate a will, small claims courts don't handle that. It has to go to probate court. There are certain courts that certain cases have to go to. That has to go to probate court. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
There's no one like you, and there never will be.
From the producer of Bohemian Rhapsody, there are many legends, but there is only one. Michael, rated PG-13, in theaters April 24.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
This is the plaintiff, Christina Toma. She says her cousin, the defendant, lived with her, had a huge out-of-control party one night, got mad and ended up throwing a brick through one of the windows. She can't seem to get her to pay for the damages, can't get her mother to pay either. So she's suing both of them for the $366.47 she's owed. These are the defendants, Patricia Roberts and Larissa Simpson. Patricia says her daughter got locked out of the house and was banging on a window to get back in. As far as she's concerned, the window isn't her issue, and she doesn't know why she's even being sued. Her daughter paid the plaintiff's cousin for the window, so this case has already been settled, and she thinks the judge is going to agree. They're accused of wrecking a window.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant, a co-worker, threw a brick through her window, but the defendants say that they already paid for the window. It's the case of you're a pain in the glass.
All right, Christina Toma, you are suing Patricia Roberts and Larissa Simpson. Who's Patricia?
I'm Patricia.
And who's Larissa?
I'm Larissa.
Who's the mother-daughter? I could barely tell.
I'm the mother.
Okay, like it's so close.
Thank you.
All right, for $366.47 that you say your former roommate owes and hasn't paid. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, Larissa recently moved in with me when I first moved into this house.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay, and how did you have a house to move into?
My mom helped me buy a foreclosure. And the deal was I moved into the house and I helped fix it up. She supplied all the funding and I just fixed it.
Is it in your name?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, nice mom. Okay. And then, so you got how many roommates?
It was just me and Larissa, and then for the last week of her living there, it was me, Larissa, and my cousin Anthony.
Okay. So what happens? She moves in when, and how did you know Larissa?
We work at a small town movie theater together.
Okay, now you are how old?
18 years old.
At the time that you moved in with her, you were how old?
17.
Wow. Were you still in school?
Yes.
Mom?
Yes.
So how did that conversation go? Hi, Mom, I'm a senior. Were you a senior or junior?
Senior.
And I've decided I want to move out now.
Well, like I told her, it's a big responsibility, and if you feel like you're up to it, then we'll try this.
Okay.
But as you see, it did not last long.
No.
And Miss Larissa came home.
So how long was Larissa gone?
What, maybe 3 weeks?
3 weeks. What happened?
Well, things got kind of out of hand. She had a party, which we both told her we didn't want one. And she got a little too intoxicated, and at the end of the night...
Okay, who here is 21? Raise their hands. Mom. Okay, that's the only person who's legally allowed to drink. So why is it... These are the reasons why your kid can't move out. Okay, so she's 17, you're 20, and there's drinking going on in the house. Are you there?
I was not home at the time. And then the party was in the garage. And
How many people were in the garage? How many people were in the garage?
Well, at least like 20.
20, okay. And now what happens?
Well, I was at work. I work in a ticket booth. I got a phone call at around 12 o'clock.
Midnight.
Yes. Saying that Larissa was banging on all the windows, the doors, screaming, and Amber, which is my cousin's girlfriend, wanted to fight her. So I tried calling Larissa. Her phone was off. Finally, Larissa called me back. I talked to Larissa. She said that she was going to sleep in the garage and hang out with her friends in the garage. She had moved her mattress into the garage.
So you come home at what time?
Actually, I thought the situation was handled after that phone call, and I didn't get another phone call until about 2 o'clock in the morning.
And what's the phone call at 2 in the morning?
About a window being broken.
Well, how was a window broken?
Because I was locked out of the house, and rightfully...
Why were you locked out of the house?
Because Anthony took it upon himself to think that he was in control of the house and decided to lock me outside of the house so I couldn't sleep inside.
Okay, now had you dragged your mattress into the garage?
Not yet.
Well, how did you get your mattress in the garage?
I got in the house. He let me in.
Okay. What did you do before he let you in?
I was banging on the window and...
Did you break a window?
Yeah, I broke the window, but...
Which window did you break?
It was a side window on the side of her house.
Okay, and how did you break it?
I banged on it. Not banged, but I just like...
Threw a brick? How'd you break the window? Just spit it out.
I tapped on... I want to say I tapped on it, but I hit it...
With what?
My hand.
Just your hand?
Just my hand.
Did you cut your hand?
It was cut right there. Just a little tiny cut.
Did you go to the hospital or anything, or no?
No.
So, would you move in with a coworker?
I definitely would not move in with a coworker. I think you should keep your personal life and your professional life separate to avoid problems.
Who would do it? Anybody here do it? Why?
I think rooming with anybody could be a risky thing, but at the same time you have the positive outcome as a possibility. And
you could have a positive, but a negative. But who said they've done it? And it worked out how?
It didn't end too well. We got in a lot of arguments and eventually split up.
And who ended up staying at the job?
We both left.
There you go. Happy ending. Going inside the courtroom.
So you break the window, and does that help you to get in?
No.
Does it alleviate your anger?
Yeah.
Really? Didn't it just hurt?
No.
And feel stupid?
No.
Well, it is stupid because now you got to pay for the window.
Well, I did. That's the thing.
Okay.
I walked up to Anthony because she was not home, and I handed him $60 and walked away.
Were you drinking?
And was I drinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
18.
Right. And at the time you were how old?
17.
Okay. And how much had you had to drink?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
But I knew what I was doing, so...
You knew what you were doing?
Yeah.
Look at your butt. Here's what you were doing. Setting up the stage to end up at the people's court.
Yep.
These are not like lofty values for you at the age of 17, so the whole world can hear how you're underage drinking, you're wasted, you're locked out by people who think you want to fight them, and you broke a window. This is not what you should have set out to do. So if you knew what you were doing, as opposed to, oh, that was awful, yeah, it was a big mistake, then I'm a little bit more concerned about what's going to happen from here on in. You need to keep a very watchful eye. Because what you don't want, because you love her, and she obviously still needs some guiding, even though she thinks she's all that. She obviously still needs some guiding. And what are you rolling your eyes right at me?
No.
Because you know what? I got 3 teenage daughters. I know what eye rolling looks like when I see it.
Okay.
You're not invisible.
I know I'm not.
So show a little respect.
Okay.
Okay. So you give him the $60. You go in and you sleep inside?
My mattress was outside, but I slept on the couch inside.
Okay. So you wake up the next morning, and who decides we can't live like this?
She told me I couldn't live with her, so I moved out.
Okay. And you move back home?
Yes.
All right. Now, you guys get the bill for the window, and it's more than the $60.
She never paid the $60.
According to you, is there an affidavit from Anthony?
I have a signed statement from Anthony,
Yeah, let me
but
see
it
that.
doesn't say anything about
The $60?
the $60.
Okay, what on earth could it possibly talk about? That's like the thing I'm interested in. My cousin had to literally sit on Larissa the entire night? What?
Yeah.
What's this about?
Well, I guess after this whole incident occurred, she took off for a little bit. Then she tried climbing through the broken window, and she started cussing and yelling at Amber and calling her trailer trash and all these names. And then another guy who was there and my cousin had to keep her restrained on the floor because she punched Amber, and Amber punched her back.
Is that accurate?
Amber had swung on me first. That's the only reason why I swung on her. Other than that, everything else was true.
Is this news to you, or did you know this?
I had heard about it. After the incident, Christina and a couple of the other girls came over, which one of them was Amber, and she told me my daughter had swung on her, but she hadn't told me that she hit my daughter.
All right, let me ask you a question. What proof do you have of what the window cost?
I have a receipt from the...
May I see it?
From Menards.
All right, so you paid a handyman $150 to take out the old window and put in a new one, correct?
Yes.
And then the cost of the window, $170, and you have a paid receipt for that. There are, so you lived there from when to when?
From like maybe the beginning of August to the end, or like the middle to the middle of September.
Okay, so 2 months?
No, like less than a month.
Less than a month, okay, because it was middle to middle. All right, now, obviously there are gas and utility bills that you were going to be responsible for. All right, and those bills don't come in until afterwards, so you understand that so I'm going to look at those bills right now. You say she lived there how many weeks?
I believe she lived there from like the middle of August till the end of September.
When did she move out? No one knows?
I don't remember the exact...
And you don't remember either?
No.
Okay. All right, we're going to call it a month. Based on the receipts that I see in front of me, I see that the window cost you $107, installing it cost you $150, and then some other minor charges and supplies. I see that the utilities, I'm going to round down rather than round up, and she left a little earlier than the billing period ends, but I'm going to call it $75, and that would mean that she owes you $335.47. What we have, however, then, is the issue of the $60 and whether that $60 gets removed from this amount. Do you have any witnesses to handing him the $60? Because the problem is you're drinking, and it's 2 in the morning, and you're not the greatest witness, so I need a little more than that.
Yes, I do. I have 3 or 4 of them.
Where are they?
They're not here because I didn't think I would need a witness to come say I handed him $60.
Right, but that's kind of what you need if you want to...
Well, I don't have one.
You don't have an affidavit or anything from them?
No.
All right, I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $335.47. Good luck, folks.
Well, as a defendant coming out here into the hallway, at least you're smiling, but what's going through your mind here? What do you have to smile about after that case?
I have nothing to smile about. It's just, I think that she took it out of hand because we offered her to come and talk to us about the situation instead of her filing a court complaint.
Well, she decided to go this way. What about your daughter? You hear the stories, there's drinking going on. She's out kind of young, you know?
Well,
Is it too young to be out
I
on her
told
own?
all of them they shouldn't be drinking, even Christina. I mean, they're not legal age to drink. I'm old enough to drink, and I don't.
How about going out on her own and living by herself at a pretty young age?
Well, she was almost
okay?
18. It was an experience that, you know, a lot of kids don't get to, and they think they can do this, and it's
Now you're back
more
home
than-
again?
Yes.
You like it better there at the moment?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
All right. All right, right around the corner there, okay? All right, so step on in here. And how about you? You got the money, but what's going on
I feel
with you kids?
we don't talk anymore, which doesn't bother me too much. We no longer work together either.
So you don't mind losing a friend over this whole deal? Are you kids
it wasn't
out
a friend
there?
worth losing.
You kids out there a little young, trying to live
I
on
actually,
your own?
I would say I'm a little young, but I really don't drink that often. I wasn't there for that party. I've probably only participated
All right.
in 2.
All right, follow Officer McIntosh around the corner. Harvey?
Well, real quickly, the defendant's mother is not responsible here. There was no duty to supervise, and the youngster did nothing malicious. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't predict the future, but it can help you feel confident about future hires. Because Hiring Pro combines real-time insights and candidate data from the LinkedIn network with the criteria you've set for your role to deliver you a list of top-fit candidates. Businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
This is the plaintiff, John Arnold. He says his daughter was talking to the defendant, and they were horsing around a little when the defendant fell into his car, denting it. The defendant needs to be held accountable for her actions, and quite frankly, he's fed up with waiting around for her to come to her senses and pay him the $486.56 he's owed. This is the defendant, Monchella Johnson. She says she was pushed into the plaintiff's car by her brother, so she doesn't see how the damage is her fault. Her brother even went to talk to the plaintiff and told him he would settle up because he was the one who did the pushing. Why the plaintiff's having a change of heart and suing her is a mystery. All she knows is she isn't responsible. She's accused of being a pushover.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant fell into his car and won't pay to fix the dent. But the defendant says she was pushed into the car by her brother. It's the case of, you're a little pushy.
John Arnold, you are suing Monchella Johnson. Did I pronounce it correctly? Monchella?
Yes.
Okay, for $486.56 that you say she owes you because she damaged your vehicle. Yes. What happened?
Okay, on April 4th, I was lying in my bedroom watching television, and my daughter and her were outside talking. So I got up and looked to the window. I seen them out there talking and what have you. So I went on, sat back down, watched TV and what have you. And sometime a little later, my daughter came up.
Is this the daughter?
Yeah, this is my daughter. And she said, Dad, she said, your vehicle been damaged.
Okay,
I said,
so
what?
you didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Come on up, daughter.
Yes, she's.
What happened?
I was having a conversation with Monchella, which were friends.
And you two are old friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
And her brother came along. Well, she was leaning on the car to begin with, but not to be rude. I didn't tell her to get off the car. And her brother came along. They were talking, and they began playing around. And he.
How did they play around?
Shoving and tugging and playing around.
But happy?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And so he shoved her backwards.
I'm gonna need to have details. Come over here and play with Douglas and shove Douglas the way you say. Because I say that because it's a conclusion on your part of what they were doing, and I want to envision in my mind what they were doing. So go ahead. Here's your lucky day, honey.
Kind of tugging, like waist, tugging brother, sister, playing, and then he kind of went backwards.
Don't keep concluding that it was playing. I want you to physically show me exactly what they did before she falls into the car. Show me.
Oh, okay. He grabbed her by the waist and kind of pushed her backwards into the car.
What did she do?
She tried to catch herself. She went back into the car.
Okay, that's very different from what you've been saying. Okay, so show me physically what he is going to be her and you're going to be the brother. Show me what happened.
He grabbed her by the waist and just pushed her backwards, and she fell into the car.
Okay.
Good.
Hence why we have demonstrative aids. Go ahead. Head back to the microphone. What happened out there?
Her and I were talking, like she said. My brother walked down the street. I was standing by the car, but I was not leaning on the car. My brother went to give me like a bear hug, and he pushed me. First time when he pushed me, I tried to push him off of me. He pushed me the second time, and I did hit the car. And
Okay, what's wrong with your brother?
he was just playing around.
Well, but then what happened?
Actually, that night, because I had heard it, or whatever, and
You
I
heard
said
the crunch?
I
Can I see
heard
a picture
yeah,
of the damage?
I heard it when I hit the car. So I was like, I told her, I said, oh shoot, I think there's a dent in the car, and she was like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll look at it tomorrow.
Wow. And the brother is standing there still? And is he apologetic?
No, he had just hugged me and then just walked down the street.
Wow. What kind of car is this?
It's a Chevy Impala, 2005.
Okay, that's a pretty significant dent.
Actually, when I seen the dent afterwards, it wasn't that big. There's a bigger dent in that car now.
Okay, well, nobody's going to make the dent bigger just to spite you. I mean, I don't know what you're saying. There's the dent that we're talking about. Is that in the area where you have just admitted you dented it? And that can't, did you go to Dent Wizard and try to pop that thing out?
Yes.
Well, actually, I gave them an opportunity to, see me about the damage and what have you, and I kept getting a runaround,
What does that mean? Again, those are conclusions as opposed to telling me exactly what happened.
Okay, my daughter said that Monchella was coming by to see me tomorrow to talk to me the next day. And she did come around the next day, but she talked to my daughter. She didn't talk to me.
All right.
And after that, her brother came to see me, and he says to me, oh, I can pop that dent out. And I asked him, did he have a license to do that, because I didn't want my car further damaged. And he said, no.
Did they give licenses for dent?
I'm not quite sure about that one.
I said, you're not going to touch my car.
What, did he think he personally could pop it out?
That's what he said, but I wasn't willing to take that chance, because I didn't want no
Have you been to an auto body repair place to find out how do you come up with your figures?
Okay, I did. I went to an auto body shop, and he told me what he has to do.
Which is what?
He has to sand it down, put it, and then he have to repaint it. Because if you try to pop the dent out, he said it's going to leave it wavy. And that paint is very expensive because it's like a biscuit red. And he said that's what makes it so expensive to paint.
Let me see the estimate. So what's your defense? Your defense is, tell me.
Actually, in the beginning, when it all happened, I didn't communicate with him. I communicated with the daughter because that was my friend, and I do work, and I do have 4 kids.
Okay.
In the beginning, it was just $100. They only wanted $100. I get help from public assistance. They even took it as far as telling me and my mother that if I give her $100 in my food stamps, that we could call it even. So it went from $100 to $450.
Did you, come on up. Did you ever say, did you folks ever try to negotiate $100?
At first I did, because there was somebody that was willing to do it for $100, which I think that's pretty fair compared to the estimates.
Right.
And I even offered to pay my father for her, because me and her friends, and I can deal with her later on.
Right.
Because he shouldn't have to suffer for his car being damaged.
Right.
And I understand her situation. She has kids and she's on limited work.
Okay.
So being a friend, I agreed to pay it for her, and she can pay me back later on in whatever way she can.
But that didn't happen.
She never came back to me, told me that she would take the offer.
What did you think was going to happen, though? Like,
actually, after the fact, after she spoke to me and she spoke
where's
to
your
my
brother?
mother.
Is that your son?
My brother had to go to work this morning, so
I know, but it's like, I think he needs to pony up around here. What's going on?
I mean,
like, what?
Even after the fact, I took my brother to their house. Her and I were by my car talking. Her father and my brother were right next to my car. Their car was parked right in front, and they were discussing it. We heard what they were saying. They were discussing that he was going to make a payment plan with them because it was his fault. What did you say to your brother?
Did you tell your brother that you were being sued?
Yeah.
And what did you tell him?
I told him
you
that
better
they
be
were
standing
taking,
next to me
they
like
were
a brother
taking me
should.
to court. He couldn't take off of work, so.
I know, but I'm not. What do you say to your brother about whose fault this is? That's what I'm asking you.
It's his fault. I told him it was his fault.
Right. So his answer to you is, I'm busy this day. I can't go to. He doesn't see to it that he can be by your side at this trial and sort of man up. I mean, what? Or pay this judgment before you get sued?
I guess not.
Is he a good brother? I mean, he doesn't look like one right now, but otherwise, is he a good brother?
Sometimes.
He loves you. He clearly couldn't wait to hug you and throw you off your balance. What does she do wrong? You have clearly been wronged. Clearly, you have been wronged to the tune of either $100 or $400 or whatever it may be. But what did she do wrong? If her brother comes up and pushes her into the car, what is she doing wrong? What motion did she take that was wrong? You know, your daughter describes it. They were horsing around. I asked her 5 times about the horse. Finally, I made her show me, and she shows me what I know happened, which is he hugs her and she loses her balance into the car, and she immediately says, I think I dented your car. You know, so what does she do wrong?
So is this defendant responsible for the dent?
I mean, they didn't do it personally. It wasn't intended to, but it happened still. So someone has to take the blame for it.
Well, who is it? Does she have to pay?
Yeah.
What do you think? Quickly.
That's crazy. No, she shouldn't pay. He's the one who caused it, so it makes no sense for her to pay.
Going inside the courtroom.
I don't see nothing that she did wrong because, you know, before I would hit the ground, I think I would land to the car too.
Yeah,
but the point is,
I don't know that you really have too much of a choice either. It sounds like that was just where she lost her balance. It wasn't a choice, but.
But still, you know, I have to pay for that car.
No, you shouldn't have to pay for the car. I just don't know why you sued her instead of him. Why didn't you sue him?
Because it was her hand that made contact with it. So.
Yeah, but it was his propulsion that made her hand make contact. In other words, you're driving on the street, right? And somebody hits you. And it's not your fault. You're doing everything right. And then you hit the parked car, right? You didn't do anything to hit that parked car. It's that guy who pushed you into it. The parked car and you sue the guy whose fault it is, right? So it's just, you know, I have to be able to find something she did wrong other than exist and be lovable, right? Because it's really, he just couldn't keep his hands off her and hug her. And then, but, you know, he ends up either was he hugging you and knocked you off your balance, or was he pushing you, like, joking around?
No, he bear hugged me. He was hugging me.
Bear hugged you and knocked you off your balance.
Yeah, it wasn't like we were shoving and back and forth. It was just, he was hugging me, and I felt myself going back. I pushed him back. He did it again, and that's when I hit the car.
Right, yeah. That's pretty much the way she describes it, too. Based on that, I have to find in favor of the defendant, but I hope you sue her brother. Because that's the guy who should be here. I'm allowed to say, you know, take things into your own hand. You're the mother. Don't let it get to that stage. Make sure he pays him.
He's grown.
He's grown? Well, you know what? Sometimes even the grown ones need a little direction. I don't know. You strike me as the kind of woman who might have it in you. Give him a little direction. Tell him I said so. Okay? Good luck, folks.
All right.
Hold on right there.
Plaintiff unable to prove a case here in the People's Court, so step on in here a little bit. Tell me what's your reaction to the verdict just went against you.
Well, what I do, I just sue the brother then because, you know, it's my car and somebody have to take responsibility for the action. So if she don't pay, then her brother going to pay because it's my property. It's legal on the road, so somebody should pay.
All right, so we may see you in here again.
You will see me again.
We'll see you again.
You will see me again.
All right, good luck to you. Good luck to you. All right, head right down this way. All right, so come on in here, and what do you think of this, how this comes out here? Step on in a little closer.
It was the way I thought it was going to end up.
Right.
It wasn't my fault, and the judge proved that it wasn't my fault.
Well, you proved it.
Yeah, well, I did.
What about the friend? Your brother's going to pay, though.
That's between them.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's between them.
All right. Harvey?
Bottom line, you're only responsible if you're negligent, and she wasn't negligent.